Welcome everyone. Today we are going to talk about being compassionate or compassion. It seems like the world we live in has lost a lot of the loving kindness and compassionate actions, and it just seems like our world is cold, the one we live in now versus perhaps 20 years ago, right? I just think compassion also comes in different forms. You can be polite and open a door for someone, or perhaps help a sick friend, or maybe your neighbor's moving, helping them move. Compassion comes in all different forms. And I really feel that compassion is necessary. And then how many times have we turned on the news and it's like hate, right? And I just feel like we need to show compassion in order to progress forward and have a positive life, right? Because this is about having a positive life and being the best you in 2022, right? So in order to do that, we also not only need to change our mindset, but we also need to think about our actions and showing compassionate actions. So if you want to get out your pen and paper, please feel free to do so. Being compassionate, if you could think of some ideas like you do during the day to being compassionate, right? Like for example, like if my family, somebody in my family's sick, I go bring them like a treat box or a goodie bag or get well box, right? That has like tissue and cold medicine and fruit and different things to help them, right? And so if we could think of things that could help us to display compassion, we can write those down too, and to see what we're already doing that is compassionate. And I know it seems like in the world we live in right now, it's all about me, right? It's me, all about me, being number one. And people, it seems like people are not taking the time to be concerned about their neighbor, to be concerned about anybody for that matter, right? Let alone their neighbor, you know? And perhaps, I just think, I am so sorry. My mind is going blank. But it just does. It seems like we live in a cold world, right? So there's like a few different topics within compassion or forms that I want to talk about today. And one of them is receiving compassion, right? We need to learn how to receive compassion because we learn so much to be independent. If you're not independent, then who are you, right? If it wasn't for me, then you wouldn't be this far, right? So we need to learn how to receive compassion. We need to put our pride aside, right? And learn to accept and receive compassion. Because sometimes in our journey of life, we can't always grow on our own. We need other avenues or other people to help us grow. So if somebody is willing to take the time to show you compassion, then take the time to receive the compassion, right? Just because we know that life is hard. And any kind of thing that can bring us upbuilding, can upbuild us, I feel is the better route to take. Instead of shutting the door on somebody if they bring you a box of food, or perhaps they brought you some fresh flowers, right? Instead of saying, nah, sorry, I don't need all that. Instead of saying, you know what, thank you. Thank you for thinking of me. Thank you for going out of your way. Thank you. Just thank you. And then when you shut the door after they give it to you, and then be grateful about it, right? Be grateful that you didn't have to go to the grocery store for that. Be grateful of the colors of the flowers, right? So we need to learn to receive compassion as well. Okay, and then the next one is extending compassion. I already talked a little bit about it. Extending compassion. How many times, like just in our own neighborhoods, do we see perhaps homelessness, or maybe we see at a grocery store, mom putting back a few items because she's just getting the very basic necessities because she can't afford the extras, right? So maybe we see those, and maybe just go paying it forward, if you will. Maybe that's where the phrase come, paying it forward, showing compassion toward those people. And it doesn't have to be, you know what, even showing compassion doesn't have to cost money out of your pocket. You know what showing compassion is also, that's free, that we can do every day? Smile at someone. Yeah, I know it's hard to see a smile like behind our mask, especially during this COVID time. But you know, even when you smile at someone, they can see it in your eyes, right? Or maybe let someone get in front of you at the grocery store, right? Those little things like that, showing compassion, that's free, right? Or perhaps, I don't know. I don't know. If you see somebody that can't put their bag of dog food in the back of their truck, perhaps you can put it in the back of their truck for them, right? It's just something. I'm just saying there is free ways to give compassion. It doesn't have to be a donation, right? Even though we do see those opportunities to give somebody a donation. And I'm not saying anybody with a sign. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying your local nonprofits around town. I'm just saying, you get what I'm saying? We don't always have to do that. If you know a friend is in need that may need help with their light bill or water bill, or perhaps if you go out to eat and you can afford to go out to eat, instead of giving whatever your normal is, maybe give $2 more than your normal, right? For a tip. Or just remember to tip. You know, those little small things of compassion, they can mean a lot to somebody. They can brighten someone's day. They can, I'm telling you, sometimes it's just so hard out in the world, right? And sometimes you feel alone, or that perhaps that you're invisible or nobody cares. So when people take the time to even do these tiny steps of compassion, it really means a lot. It truly does mean a lot. Or, okay, here's an easy one for compassion. Some people have road rage. If you are one of them, perhaps instead of getting frustrated, even, I didn't say every time, because road rage takes time and effort to learn a different habit, right? Or to regroup your feelings. But if somebody is like wanting to cut you off, slow down so they can go around you. Even if it's just one time. That's showing compassion. That's a different form of compassion, right? Okay, because you just don't know what's going on in that other person's life either. You don't know if they have a family emergency. You don't know if they feel sick. You don't know if they themselves feel sick, or their sugars are going down, or maybe their boss just yelled at them. You know, we don't know what other people are going through. So a little bit of compassion goes a long way. Okay, now, this is one that maybe men do it, but I know a lot of women do it, and I could see men doing it because men are we as a society has told men all this time that they need to be strong, they cannot cry, they can't do this, they need to whatever, right? Take the lead in things and whatever. So self-compassion, showing yourself your own compassion, right? Not ignoring that you have pain. And perhaps men are good at this, at not showing their pain, but recognizing that you do have pain and addressing that. That is showing compassion, right? To all my gentlemen viewers, right? Or the moms or the females. A lot of times we don't show ourselves compassion either, self-compassion, ourselves, showing it ourselves, because we're too busy with our families. We're too busy trying to take care and show compassion to everybody else. And you know what? At the end of the day, we forgot to show compassion to ourselves. Self-compassion is self-care. And it's crucial, and it's not selfish. Because sometimes you're like, if you go throughout the day and nobody is showing you any compassion, then those are the prime days to show your self-compassion. And let's say you do have some kind of a struggle, right? And maybe you don't want it. Maybe like if you have pains in your back, or instead of like keep pushing through the pain, how about rest a minute? Take a nap. Calm down, right? How many times in other videos have I said find your own space or place so you can just, no pets, no partners, no kids, no cell phones, no TV. That right there is self-compassion. Do not ignore your pain, no matter how small it is. Because you take care of you so you can take care of others. And when you show yourself some compassion, you will be rejuvenated enough to give compassion, right? So that's just something I wanted to talk today about, was compassion. I just want us to, I know the world is not rainbows and sparkles. I get that. Okay, I know we live in a society where it's hard to be positive. It's hard to be cheery. It's hard to give compassion, especially when there's so many takers out there and people that take advantage of other people. And their society has labeled kindness as a weakness. I understand all those factors. But I'm telling you today, it takes one person at a time to show compassion. And if we can do that one person at a time, then we'll have a community showing compassion. Just food for thought for today. I thank you all for coming and watching the Life Accounts and Growing Pains. If you haven't already, please comment if there's a topic you would like us to cover, because this is an audience-based channel. Please go ahead and drop the comment below, or the subject below. It's called Life Accounts because that's what we do. We talk about life accounts and what happens in life. We have growing pains, right? As we grow and become adults or better people or what have you, shed off old personalities. That is sometimes growing pains. It's painful, right? And it takes a lot of work. And so that's what this channel is based on. So if you want to like, comment, share this video, it would be so wonderful, because it is up to you that we get these that these videos get spread out to people, so people can just share the encouragement, right? It's just nice to have a positive community. But I thank you very much, and I will see you on the next video.